low-key hoping today you're just listening to the video and not watching, because straight waking up, the only thing carrying my face right now is this lip combo, my sunglasses. You're the first person I'm speaking to today. So let's burn some sage, set some good energy, and talk. Obviously, by the title of the video, you can already guess a little what we're going to talk about. It's a very interesting time of the year, in my opinion. August is around the corner. We have officially passed the midpoint of the year. And I always feel like this is like the second new year we have. I mean, September 1st really feels like a new beginning, like sometimes even more than January, in my opinion. And the summer really sets the stage for the second half of the year, which a lot of the time has so much movement. There's so much things happening, and we really get to fully embody the new life that we have been building up in this new year, right? As they say, October, September, November, it's like really, how do you call it, harvest season. And I really like I don't know, with the years, I'm really looking forward to autumn. There's something so magical about fall, about that season of the year, and everything just gets warm and cozy again. The fits are fitting. We get a little bit more social. I don't know. I like the colors that we see everywhere. I don't know. I think I'm starting to be like a Halloween season girly. There's also the death season, and that really, I'm kind of infatuated with dead in some kind of way. So I'm going to put this to the side. So hi, everyone, wherever you are, whatever time of the day this is, I'm sending you a lot of good energy, a lot of good blessings for the day, for the night, whenever you're listening to this. Today, I want to talk about procrastination, overthinking, stagnation. You know, sometimes the loop that we get stuck into of bad habits. And it's so natural, and it's something that I have talked about before. It's absolutely not the last time I'm going to talk about it. But the reason that I come with this today is that sometimes I snap out of the loop of overthinking, the loop of staying so stuck in my head. And all of a sudden you get like this outside perspective, and you can like observe yourself like a fly on the wall. And you realize that you've just been sitting in your own misery, not necessarily misery, but you've been so caught up in your head that you kind of are perpetuating this loop of just this spiral of just staying in the same place. And sometimes we need to be able to break that chain in order to move forward, in order to have real change. Sometimes when you're so tired of being stuck in the same thoughts, being stuck in the same predicament, feeling tired, feeling lazy, feeling like everything is so heavy, it is up to you to like drag yourself out of that. And sometimes you just need a reminder, because it's not always obvious. And sometimes all you need is the consciousness and to like be aware of it. But it's not easy to like snap out of it, right? I guess things can trigger us, or all of a sudden we start to think about things differently. But let me break this down in this video. I feel like it also is very seasonally attached. I think I usually see this. August is a very transformative month. August is really when we start to take the steps again to get ready to, you know, embody the routines and the habits and the practices that we're going to need for this next season. So we're getting back active again. July, Cancer season is like a big, that's like emotional upgrade. I feel like it's integrating everything that we've been going through, the changes of the past months, but you also need rest, right? I think April, May, June, these months go so fast, and July really allows us this break to rest, to kind of be a little lazy, to kind of be a little bored, to do less, you know, to just hang out, to not think too much, to be off schedule. It's a vacation after all, and it's very necessary to do this. I think when we talk about procrastination, when we talk about, you know, getting active and having routines and habits, I think it's very important to remind ourselves that it's normal to not always show up in the same ways. And I think for me, it's more obvious because I'm a woman. So for women, it's like we are so taught to, in this society, man. I mean, not around me. I feel like I am surrounded by women that are really in tune with their bodies because we also really speak about it openly. But we really know, like, there's a week in the month that we're just not allowed to move that much. We're not allowed. I mean, it's not that we're not allowed, but we allow ourselves to take a break, to be less, active, to listen to our bodies, to rest more, to eat differently. So as soon as you get like aware of those internal cycles as a woman, you can also learn to adapt your own habits, your own routines, depending on that cycle, right? Which allows for so much more, how can I say this? You feel less guilty and you're like gaslighting yourself less, or there's less pressure to perform or to show up in a certain way because you just understand that your energy and your anatomy is just wired in a different way. Do you know how much ease and like how easy it is to like give yourself grace and be patient with yourself as soon as you have that awareness? But me personally, I think there's also seasons, and we as human beings, some more than others. I think that if you're someone that really works with the energy, that is really sensitive to their surroundings, that works with energy as well. So I feel like for a lot of artists, that's literally energy work. But I feel like we're all spiritual beings in the end. Some are just a little more sensitive than others. When you live in that way, when you follow the rhythm of life, of nature, the flow of the flow, the river of life, whatever, you also feel that there's a season for everything. You also feel that there's seasons within the year where you're just meant to rest, where you're just meant to slow down. And no matter how hard you're going to push forward, it's going to be 10 times as hard than if you would do the same work in a season where the life is actually pushing you forward to move forward. So in that sense, I'm very go with the flow of life because I think that we're energy workers as well. Our body is a crazy mechanism. We are constantly, especially I feel like in this day and age where there's so much technological enhancements of our senses. I don't know if you ever read about the way that technology kind of is an extension of our body, like different inventions serve us to do things that maybe we should have done in a manual way, So it's like our capacity of feeling, it's constantly being enhanced. We have more space and time to think, to feel, because there's also these mediators between us and reality, us and the material. And our media also play a very big influence in that, in the mental sense, where we are processing way more emotions at a rapid pace, getting way more information than maybe we used in the past. Which means that in the times that we need to like process and rest, it can really hit us like a damn truck, and we can really be down and out, and it can really take time to kind of recover from that. I'm just saying all this so we feel a little bit less crazy when there's sometimes weeks that we're just incapable of doing the work and maybe procrastinating or not getting ahead as much as we would like to. This happens, okay? Your body, your being is of an intelligence that humans only dream and strive of replicating, okay? We are so insane, and I don't even think that we fully grasp the way that our body and our different bodies, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, like all these are different bodies within us. We're not just our body, right? We also have thoughts, we have feelings. We're so much more than just this physical realm. So how are we not spiritual? That don't make sense to me. Anyways, I digress. That's not what the video is about. What is dangerous, though? Not necessarily dangerous, but what we don't want to do is, as soon as the period of rest and rest and rejuvenation is over, it's up to us also to take that step to get back into action. So this is your wake-up call. August is around the corner. It's time to wake up. It's time to get back active again, you know. But what I do realize for me, and this is what I also want to talk in this video, because you're here on the internet right now. And if you're watching this video, maybe it means that you are still in this period of just consuming or just, you know, procrastinating, being stagnant. Because what I've realized for myself is, and I say this many times, okay, yes, I studied media studies and communication, but it is so true. The way that we use media and our consumption of media, the way that we navigate social media and just content in general is going to reflect back to us our mental state. Let me rephrase that. Your relationship to content and your technological devices where you're able to consume, like, you know, movies or other people's content, you know, a lot of the time that's going to be a reflection of where you are mentally, of your mental state. I have noticed for myself that when we are stuck in our thoughts, we also are also looking for an escape through consumption, through media, through other, like consuming other people's ideas. And while that is a good thing, and while sometimes there might be something that motivates you into action, a lot of the times it just adds on to more clutter in our mind. We don't hear our own voice. And that's what actually stimulates that loop of keeping us stuck in the same damn place. So sometimes you need to realize, like, damn, I've just been scrolling way too much. And the scrolling is actually adding on to your procrastination, because I believe that getting into action is always also creating. I believe that when you're happy and healthy, you're moving your body more. And the more you move your body, the more you're on the move, the less you have time to just sit down and like consume people's things, because you are busy. I'm just going to end the sentence there, because you are busy. And I heard when it came to my awareness for the first time, I heard, remember who the real enemy is. I think when we are integrating our emotional selves, when there's a lot of rest going on, when we are processing how we are feeling internally, a lot of the time the work is finding a balance within your own thoughts, within your own feelings, and like fighting your inner demons. The battle is inside, and you try to, like, you know, I have that. You know, if I could partake in a competition of overthinking, I think I'd win. I'm not even lying to you. I'm a pro overthinker, you know. At the same time, you have to just balance it out. Creative minds have bright ideas, but sometimes you have to find the right balance. No, actually, every time. I feel like this journey of life and the things of like taking accountability, becoming your best self, finding, like, regulating your own systems. It's all about always finding the balance, always finding the middle path again, always remembering to look for the middle path, because it's okay to go into extremes. That's part of the flow. That's part of life. But we never want to stay stuck at one side of the other. So the one thing that you are responsible for yourself is making sure that you remember in the right time, or that you take the right action to find the middle path again, to veer away from the extremes. Oh, I think this is actually like a theory, like in ethics, in philosophy, if I'm not wrong. If someone is very well versed in that, please let me know in the comments. I'd be very curious to find that out. So if you've been procrastinating, maybe your body has just been waiting for the right time, the right alignment with the flow. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's you that will have to really decide for yourself, like, okay, it's enough now. Okay. To really be like, this is not doing anything for me. And I also feel like that first step really does a lot. When you cannot change what is happening in the energies and the emotions anymore, you can always control the actions. You can always revert back to the external world. Because although we sometimes have our enemies internally, there is always enemies, quotation marks though, quote unquote, on on the outside that sometimes blind us to how our habits and the actions that we take are further perpetuating. That's a funny word. Are further like indulging us into our negative spirals on our internal reality. It's like, and this is the most basic example, but it's such a good example because I know that we've all been there. We all go through this. Your room is always going to be a reflection of your inner state. And what I find funny, sometimes you cannot be good in your head and there's no way that you will find the escape in your head, but you can always start by cleaning and organizing your room. And sometimes taking care of your physical space is the only action you need for the spiritual, the emotional, the energetical to also realign itself with the outside reality. You have to understand that we are living on both planes, at least, because there's more dimensions. I think there's realities that we are not, that our mind is not capable of grasping at the level yet. Maybe through future technological innovations, it will be able to enhance other senses that we didn't even know we had, and then we will be able to see new dimensions. That's it. I don't know. Quantum physics is very interesting. But for now, let's keep it simple. But I feel like these kids these days, they are built different, think that the human beings are really evolving in a way that we're getting more intelligent at a rapid pace because of also these technological innovations. But that's just a side note. For now, let's keep it simple for us older generations. I mean, you older generations. I'm still young. If you're older, shout out to you. But no. There's the physical and let's just say there's the internal and the external. We cannot always control the internal. There is limits to the ways that we can control our mind as well. What we can do is have awareness, be conscious, and then take the right steps externally to also change and steer our internal reality. It's like eating good food. You cannot go into your body and change your cells or like change pain, but what you can do is eat differently, work out, drink more water. That's kind of a very practical example of that. It's about sometimes taking the right actions in the external world. So yeah, I really hope this video inspires you to move forward, to stop procrastinating, to realize that you already have the power. You just forgot about it. You just had to be aware of it again. So I hope this is the last video you scroll today. Get back writing about the things you want to do tomorrow. Get back on your routine. Go back to the gym. Go back running. Go back swimming. Prep your meals. Start to organize your calendar, your to-do lists. It's that time of the year. So you better get ready, because failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.